Coke was and still is the drug that scares me the most because it was the drug that I wanted the most. What's up, YouTube? My name is Eric, and welcome to my channel. It is all about suicide awareness, mental health, mental illness, sobriety, just helping people make it through life. This video is of my drug of choice and my experience with cocaine. This is still even the one drug that I have to stay away from 100% because the temptation would be to do it is that strong and that great, even still after 25 months of sobriety. It is a drug that truly scares me. If you haven't clicked the like and subscribe button, click the like and subscribe button. Hit that little bell if you want notifications. I do post videos every Monday and every Friday, sharing tools, experiences, whatever it takes to help us fight through life. So hit that like button, comment down below, and let's do this together. What's up, YouTube? My name is Eric. Welcome to my channel, and welcome to this video on my drug of choice, which was cocaine. I loved Coke. I am a recovering addict. I have 25 months of sobriety. My sobriety date's 7/25/17. I got sick and tired of being sick and tired, decided to get sober. Coke was and still is the drug that scares me the most because it was the drug that I wanted the most. And it literally was my drug of choice. Alcohol and cocaine were what my two real addictions were, and I used cocaine as a maintenance drug in between there, but I also had an obsession with snorting it. That was my love. My love was putting stuff up my nose. Thankfully, I never even found heroin at the time that I could have snorted, because I would have, and then I would have been really down on Schitt's Creek. But I did unfortunately find cocaine, and it was one of those drugs that helped really ruin my fucking life. So, I mean, to give you an idea, I am ADHD, so stimulant drugs affect me differently. Cocaine is a stimulant drug, so cocaine will affect me differently than what it will somebody without ADHD. And anybody watching this, if you've done cocaine before, you will probably be able to relate a little bit better to this, because my experience with cocaine and with stimulants actually slows me down some, instead of rocking me up to here and go, wanting to go take on the world. I'm fucking Superman, running down the street butt naked. Cocaine actually slowed me down. So the way that I would end up doing coke is I never did crack. I never cooked it up into that. I would find cocaine a variety of different ways. It turned out to be one of probably the easiest drugs that it was to end up finding. You just had to find those right people, and next thing you know, you're getting their little baggies or however they want to package it. I've had cocaine packaged up so many different ways. It's stupid. I would typically do an 8-ball. Coke was one of the few drugs that I had to chase that high. I had to keep going. I could do a line, give it a minute, and I had that desire already, that need and that want to do another line, because I was so afraid of losing that high. Towards the end, when I was very heavy with alcohol, cocaine was also that maintenance drug where I could do a little key bump up in a bathroom, wherever, and it would make sure that I didn't black out or pass out from the alcohol. I'd still black out, I just wouldn't pass out, and function kind of remotely through my day while continuing to drink. If I had cocaine only by itself, because of the dry mouth that you get with it, I would keep just drinking alcohol with it. I would always mix cocaine and alcohol together. I never drank anything else other than beer or alcohol of some sort with it, because if I'm going to get fucked up, my mentality was, I'm going to get fucked up right. I'm going to do this shit right. If I'm going to kill myself, I'm going to kill myself right. And that was the unfortunate mentality of what it's like when you are an addict. So when it came to cocaine, I would snort it nonstop, anyway, every way that I could. Didn't matter what I snorted it off of, whether it was, back in the day, CD cases, or if it was on tables, if it was off of keys, if it was off my finger, whatever. I would go through an 8-ball like nothing. An 8-ball would not last me a day. If I was given an 8-ball, it would not last me a day. And the unfortunate thing with Coke, and when you want it that bad, you never almost gave a shit what it was cut with. Because I had Coke that had a little bit of a bluish tint to it, or a grayish tint to it, that is cut within cut within cut, but still giving you high. I mean, a lot of times, I have had Coke before that was mixed with meth, and you could tell because of how it burned. But Coke, the experience to me was, I enjoyed everything about it. I'm fascinated about it. I salivated about it. And again, this isn't to glamorize the drug, but I had some weird obsession that I love to break it up into lines, and I love to break it up. And if I had trouble breaking it up, I would hot plate it. So you're taking a plate, throwing it in the microwave, heating that up, put the Coke on there, and it would help break it down so that it was more of a powder, and doing lines. And like I would literally, it was like a Zen sandbox to me. If I wasn't snorting it, I was sitting there and I would be playing with it. I'd fucking credit cards, whatever. Lay out those lines. Next thing you know, I would put as much as I could up my nose. The burn down my throat was not at all like meth. It was this burn down my throat. And as soon as it would hit right about here and I was snorting it and I would still be in the middle of my line, it was that feeling is what I got. So it would hit, and next thing you know, I'd look up and I could feel it here a little bit. I'd feel the drip. I mean, it was bad to the extent that you'd get so much Coke into your nose that I would wipe down paper towels or toilet paper. I'd make them wet, and I'm literally sitting there with a wet toilet paper ball, snorting that through so that the water would hit the Coke and blow that shit down into my throat and down into my body, because I couldn't lose any of it. If I did it in the car, like I was paranoid of doing Coke in cars because I had done it before where I had dropped it, some on the ground. I was that idiot that's down there on all four trying to find the little pieces of it so that I could get that back up, because I could not waste any of it. So once I took it though, man, everything would slow down for me. I loved to play war when I was on Coke. I loved to play cards when I was on Coke. And I really didn't want to go out and necessarily party when I was on Coke. I liked to stay in all the sun when I was on Coke. And just continue to drink. Like I was a planned out addict. Like I knew if I was going to do a massive amount of Coke, I'd already have all the alcohol bought. And so next thing you know, I'm bringing in all this, alcohol. That's what I'm drinking throughout it, and I'd love to come up with activities through it to do, because I had to kind of do something while I was doing it. It was enjoyable. It brought me a smile to my face. It made my body feel good. It didn't make me feel like I was invincible and I was Superman. It just made my whole body tingle, and it made my mind slow down and my jaw locked up a little bit, and doing that whole little jaw thing. And next thing you know, you're taking the rest of it and rubbing it all on your fucking gums. And you're doing whatever you can. You're licking the credit card or whatever you use to cut it up with. I mean, that was me. That was how obsessed I was about this drug. At points, it would make me very hypersexual, even to the point that, yeah, man, dude, I want to have sex, and and like the intent would be there, but like I couldn't even really have sex very well on Coke because I would do so much cocaine that after a certain point of doing it, nothing's going to work in your body right. So even then, I'd be taking like Viagra, I'd be taking Cialis with it to try and make sure that I could even get a hard on so I could have sex, because let's face it, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to either play cards or whatever. I had to be some kind of movement, or I wanted to have sex. And like sex would take forever, because let's face it, you're not going to get off anytime soon, and you're just kind of going at it. And was it enjoyable though still to me? Yeah, but even then, having sex, my mind was stuck on the fact that, oh my God, like stop, we need to do more Coke because I can't lose this high. I mean, that was, when people talk about trying to chase that high, I know exactly what it was, because my drug of choice was Coke. I had to chase that high. No matter how high I was at the moment, how much Coke I snorted, I had to get more, to the point that it was gone. And as soon as it was gone, like I'm depressed, like fuck, man, I'm gonna lose this. And by that time, I mean, my whole body's fucking numb, and I'm limping around like a fucking dead fish, and my jaw fucking hurts from being locked. My arm hurts from fucking trying to flap, and I've hurt my wrist, and my dick doesn't fucking work, because I mean, I'm a bald mess, but in my mind I'm slowed down, and I'm like, this is the greatest feeling in the world. I'm free, didn't have a care in the world. Whatever's going on right now, shit, I'll deal with that tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Enjoy this high. You earned this high. I mean, it was all that positive self-talk into it of why I need to do Coke and why it's okay that I'm doing Coke. Yeah, I mean, it was the destructive drug of my life. It became even more destructive in the sense of I got to the point I'm drinking a massive amount of alcohol. I mean, at the peak of my addiction, I'm drinking 3/5 a day of vodka. And yes, 3/5 a day of vodka. I would start at about 7:30. And it took me that to get to work. So by about 8:30, I had about a fifth down. Now, a fifth of vodka in the morning, I mean, you're about ready to pass out. Well, the one thing that Coke had was it had that miracle ability to make sure that I didn't pass out and I could keep drinking. So what would I do? I would go up and I'd do a couple bumps, and next thing you know, it would bring me back down. And like, I'm literally like my own personal chemist trying to balance it out, because I wanted to continue drinking so bad, and Coke allowed me to do that. And so then, of course, I have to budget how much Coke I blow through because I'm going to drink this much more alcohol at work. Like I obsessed about alcohol and Coke so much more. I mean, if I would have put that obsession into anything else, my God, I don't even know what would have fucking happened, because it was amazing how obsessed I became on it, of needing that alcoholic high, of needing that Coke in my system, and constantly chasing the dragon, because both drugs, even alcohol, I kept having to chase that high, didn't want to lose it. And if you haven't noticed the whole thing, if you ever watch any of my other drug videos, this one's continually about chasing the high. Well, that and alcohol were the two drugs I had to chase the high. A lot of the other ones, it was like, yeah, like when I did meth, yeah, I don't want it. Did LSD, microdose, yeah, not really a big fan of it. Smoking weed, not a huge fan of it. Alcohol and cocaine, had to have it, couldn't lose that high, had to chase the dragon, just that vicious circle going around and around. And I wouldn't have ever gotten sober if I wouldn't have hit rock bottom, where I ended up losing a job. My life literally collapsed right around me in a matter of like 5 days. And then I watched all the destruction unfold that happened with all the stupid decisions that I made while I was high, and giving zero fucks about life. That it took me a long time to put these pieces back together. And I'll say this, that even now my life is not perfect by any means, but it's manageable. And I would take any of my worst days right now for any of my best days using, because I wake up the next day and I'm not ruining my life. I'm not ruining people's lives around me. And my life keeps kind of growing and blossoming, and it's a beautiful gift. It is one of those that, you know, when I even go to NA meetings, because I've been to NA meetings, and they're like, hey, what was your drug of choice? And I'm like, alcohol and cocaine. They're like, oh, you were just addicted to alcohol and cocaine? That's it? I was sucking dick for heroin. Well, no, that wasn't me, dude. Sorry. But I will say this, that my most dangerous drug was cocaine, because I loved the high it gave me so much. I loved the way that it made my body feel so much, and that it allowed me then to continue drinking so much easier. It took me hitting really rock bottom to get rid of all that shit. If you have it in your house and you want to get sober, dump the shit out. I know how hard it is. I had the same thing. I mean, the day that I decided to get sober, I had to get rid of my shit. It's painful. You flush it down the fucking toilet and it's fucking gone. And then you start letting everybody know that you're an addict, what you're battling with, and that there is help out there, and that you can get sober. I mean, down below I have links to AA, to NA, to Al-Anon. There's different rehabs out there. There's free rehabs out there, like the Salvation Army. It's finding what works for you, but it's the biggest thing is screaming for help. I mean, if you're an addict right now and you want to get sober, you're at that fucking point, take your shit, break whatever you fucking have, throw anything that you can use down the fucking toilet, flush it. Is it going to be painful? Yeah, it's going to suck. Does it get a lot better? Yes. I would take that shitty, sucky fucking 2 months of fucking detoxing and pause and my fucking brain going crazy for what kind of life I have now versus what it was with addiction. So you don't have to struggle with it. You got to remember that. I hope that if you are out there struggling, this maybe sparks you a little bit to go, dude, let's do this. Let's get sober. I'm rooting for you. Anybody can do it. You just have to want it that bad. Again, find that support out there, because that's where it all starts at. I'm an addict. I need support. Get that around you, and now just start going at it one day at a time. I got your back. This is what it's about. I mean, if you're struggling, comment down below. I'll even reach back out to you. If you haven't clicked that like and subscribe button, hit the like and subscribe button. It's right there. Love to have you along for the journey. Again, I post videos every Thursday or every Monday and every Friday. I have the links to all my different social medias down there. If you are struggling, feel free to reach out to me through any of those social medias. I do put my phone number up on TikTok every single day for anybody that's struggling. Feel free to text me if you want, because it really does come down to people helping people, fighting through life every single day so that nobody has to lose their life, especially when it comes to addiction. It's something I'm very, very passionate about, because my name is Eric and I'm a recovering addict.